24/7 with you.
Hello everyone! In this video, I will analyze the first chorus and the first post-chorus of the beautiful BTS's song Blue and Grey. If you have missed my previous videos, please check them out on my channel to have a more complete analysis of the song. So, let's start!
I just wanna be happier. 차가운 날 녹여줘. 수없이 내민 나의 손 색깔 없는 메아리. All this ground feels so heavier. I am singing by myself. I just wanna be happier. 이것도 큰 욕심일까.
In this first chorus, we can find clearly expressed the singer's greatest desire, I just wanna be happier, also repeated in the penultimate line. That adverb, just, indicates that it is a simple desire, as if he was saying that he does not pretend to obtain who knows what treasure or reward. Only happiness would be enough for him. Who knows if such happiness is something too precious to him or something impossible to get? The final question, am I being too greedy, expresses again this lack of certainty. Through the line to melt the cold me, happiness is also implicitly compared to a sort of heat or warmth that could melt the ice that has been blocking him for too long. The ice is strictly associated with water, which refers, as I have explained in my first video, to the color blue. Moreover, the verb nokda, to melt, and the image of warmth can be also found in Snowflower, sung by Taehyung, in which the colors blue and grey are evoked.
차가운 계절 속에 내가 오는 건 event. 내 blue and grey를 녹여줄 따뜻한 내게.
And in Crystal Snow. Particularly unique is also the synesthesia colorless echo. The echo, as it is known, is that acoustic phenomenon for which a sound, reflecting itself against an obstacle, returns to be heard at the point where it was emitted. It is the second acoustic image found in the song, after Psy, present in the intro. This seems to recall a part of the first verse of Il Samsa Samsagon. The acoustic phenomenon taken into consideration could also refer to that long-awaited happiness belonging to the past but never fully achieved, despite the infinite times in which he tried to grasp it. The comparison that associates the image of echo with that of happiness and a more serene life can also be found in Life Goes On. A happiness that appears and is reflected by the faces of the people around the protagonist, by which he cannot fully live. This is why it is colorless. In the face of this happiness, so strange and unknown, the singer seems to be blind, as if he could not see it and grasp it in its integrity. Not only that, the fact of being colorless could refer to the fact that happiness is devoid of any shade of color, completely transparent. It is worth highlighting how the phenomenon of transparency occurs when the percentage of light reflected by a certain material is lower or null than that which is able to pass through the material itself. In this part, transparency is associated with a sound. It is the sound of happiness, an initial sound that is reflected in all people, except for the protagonist, who tries in vain to catch it. The effect is to perceive the ground beneath his feet as heavier than usual. Oh, this ground feels so heavier, in stark contrast to that sense of freedom that the blue sky above him might evoke. The only consolation, the music, the song, that song sung by himself, I am singing by myself, which is seen as a farther foothold in the search for happiness, aware of the fact that, unlike the others, he distinguishes it only as an echo without color. The absence of color, referred to a condition of unhappiness, also appeared in a verse of Your Eyes Tell. One last aspect is certainly noteworthy. The singers' voices, both in this chorus and in the next one, are for the most part soft, calm, perfect for giving the whole a sense of melancholy, sadness, and peace. The change occurs with the intonation of Oh, this ground feels so heavier, I am singing by myself, two lines that are found more or less in the middle part of the chorus. If in the first and second parts of the chorus there is the reference to what is the protagonist's greatest desire, and in the first to a past experience, in these two lines the perspective is changed. Sung in falsetto first by Jimin and in the following chorus by Taehyung, they are its climax, a lament, an implicit, intense request for help, based on the consideration that even life itself is tiring. Oh, this ground feels so heavier, especially when, being a victim of melancholy, there is no one around. I am singing by myself. Let's move on now to the following post-chorus. I felt, when I walked on the cold winter streets, the sound of my fast heartbeat breathing. What other image would better convey the idea of loneliness? An image, as the verb suggests, coming from the past, in which the winter landscape, frozen and static, contrasts with the speed and vitality of the heartbeat. The image of the heart, alongside that of cold, also emerges in the aforementioned Il-sam, Sasam, Sagong. Although walking is a rather monotonous and repetitive motion, it seems to highlight the protagonist's belief that, however difficult life is, he must go on, even slowly. A belief that also seems to emerge in the following words of We Are Bulletproof, the Eternal. The cold, the streets, the breath, even the grey color are all elements that also appear in Inner Child, a song sung only by V. The atmosphere evoked in Inner Child is certainly an atmosphere of expectation, which reaches its peak when the protagonist knocks on the door. Will someone open it for him? And if that happens, what will happen? We will never know. One fact, however, is certain. Whatever happens, the protagonist is convinced that it will be something positive, the opening towards a future that, despite being strewn with some difficulties, will lead him to a new self, without making him forget that inner child who has always lived in him. spring day, in addition to the image of the heart, the reference to cold emerges. The winter season takes on a particularly negative connotation, associated with periods of despondency and inner malaise, which, however, hopefully will be followed by a new spring. This can be found, in particular, in the second verse.
여긴 온통 겨울뿐이야 8월에도 겨울이 와 마음은 시간에 달려가네 홀로 남은 설국 열차 네 손잡고 지구 반대편까지야 겨울을 끝내봐 그리움들이 얼마나 눈치를 내려야 그 봄날이 올까
And in the first chorus. The sound of my fast heartbeat breathing is sung in blue and grey, a live beat, so much so that it seems to breathe, linked to a vivid memory that the singer himself claims to still hear. And we hear it too, echoing throughout the song. A slow, quiet beat, however, different from the fast one mentioned. Another duality which compares the accelerated rhythm of the protagonist's heart, probably caught in a moment of anxiety and agitation, with what is heard in the song, evoking a sense of comfort and tranquility similar to a maternal one. However, as it is pointed out immediately afterwards, this should not be misleading, and the listener is urged not to say that everything is okay, because it is not. Words can be of comfort, but this is not enough, and the singer knows this well. Indeed, he states, in an extreme request for help, "Please don't leave me alone, it hurts too much." We need facts, we need real actions. We have often met people who, in order to get rid of someone, dismiss them with hasty words or vain promises. The protagonist knows this, perhaps he has already experienced it too many times, and begs those who are listening to him to be close to him, to help him in this painful situation. In the original Korean version, the personal pronoun, which is rendered in English with me, is actually omitted. That me, therefore, could also be translated as yourself, and this could still have its own logic. Indeed, it could refer to the idea that this and the two previous sentences constitute a sort of monologue in which the singer urges himself to take into account his situation and to seek help in the comfort of other people. This post-chorus seems to recall the chorus of another famous BTS's song, Don't Leave Me.
Don't leave me, I feel it partially dance 넌 ending 기미와 보고 넌 countdown 두비두두 하면 인사를 tempo 두비두두 하면 인사를 tempo 지구에 다시 육해달아지 기미와 이토리잖아.
In both, a certain idea of movement appears. However, if in blue and grey it is a walking, a movement therefore not very energetic and rather quiet, in Don't Leave Me it is a running, a force that takes over and that the protagonist believes he can have. The image of the heartbeat also reemerges, not physical, but this time metaphorically associated with the person close to him, as if it was his lifeblood. You're my heartbeat. In Don't Leave Me, the saving role is bidirectional. Even the protagonist can save those close to him. Indeed, he is sure of it. Although the rain may fall and the darkness will erase everything, remember that water and darkness also appear in blue and grey. It will always be there. I'll definitely save you. You are not alone. That's all for now. In my next videos, I will continue my analysis of blue and grey, hoping that it will help you know and appreciate even more this beautiful song. But before you leave, let me say a big thank you for watching my video. See you soon, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe.